Business A, this bids for the new municipal complex. I'll need a motion.
I'll make that motion, to put this out to bid when ready.
Need a second? Here in a second, discussion?
Yeah, he said when ready, so yeah.
Oh,
So,
when ready.
so the when, just so I can, go ahead, I'll let you go first.
I would like to say at this time, Mr. Tillman, I would have to agree with him. I see no reason to spend township's fund when we're under litigation. I'm sure we've already spent somewhere $700,000 on Samoa. I just can't agree with it. Thank you.
Eric, did you have something?
Yeah, just the when ready part of Don's motion was, when, plans and the timing can be worked out, after the plans are prepared and finalized.
Yeah, the plans aren't finalized
Right.
yet. I have not seen the MPs on that, and I just wanna make that clear. I know there's a time schedule on here, and we may or may not make that. I
Correct.
suspect we may not, nevertheless.
That's my expectation as well, so really, the dates would change, but the action tonight would only permit the board to put it out to bid once the bid documents and specs are all ready to go, pursuant to the engineer and my review.
Thanks. Anybody else? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Against?
Nay.
3-2. Old business B. I'm gonna hand that off to the solicitor. This will be a hearing on a purchase of a ground.
Actually, the next one's the hearing, so this is really just a resolution to authorize or to approve the final subdivision, of, the portion of the Stewart tract, that the township will be purchasing. So it is the back portion, which abuts township property, and this is approving that, subdivision, which has been prepared. We've been talking about this for many years at this point, so it's been prepared, it's been in our hands, but now we have an agreement signed with the landowner, and provided B and C get approved tonight, we will be ready to go to closing. So this allows us to finalize those plans, so we can record that subdivision.
I'll need a motion or resolution 781.
I'll make that motion on number 781.
Hearing a motion 781, is there a second? I'll second. Hearing a second, further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Eric?
The next one is, we've done this before when we use open space funds, so this is just a hearing now, to take public comment, on the use of open space funds to buy that portion of the Stewart, tract. And it has been advertised, this hearing, it was advertised, on August 13th in the Mercury, so that the public would know to come out and make any comments. So it's really for the board to have any questions and or for the public to make any comments. So let me just ask the public first, is there any comment for or against use of open space for the purchase of this tract? There are none. So any questions from the board?
Purchase price is 75.
75,000, correct.
And how much ground?
1.4. Yeah, roughly. It's almost, it's plus or minus that, yes.
1.5.
All right. No questions, then it would be appropriate to have a motion to authorize the use of open space funds for the purchase of a portion of the Stewart tract.
Is there a motion? Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
No, second.
Here in a second. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Against?
Thank you, and I know Greg, thanks you all. This has been a long time coming, so thank you all.
Mr. Chairman, just a point of order if I may.
Sure.
I want, again, the public to understand what we just did in the last three votes. Obviously, a lot of you people are here for that because you're against using, open space, for the, police building. And that's fine, I respect your opinions. This has been a 4-year project, this is the third, Board of Commissioners that have been working on it, and probably the next Board of Commissioners will be finishing it. And again, I respect your opposition to it, I've had a lot of good discussions with Mr. Kapinski. He always brings up good points. And again, Jim, I really appreciate our conversations. Sometimes they're frustrating, but, you do a good job. For the B and C, again, A was we cannot build on or develop open space, but with votes B and C, we just approved to buy a piece of open space and develop it. And is it hypocrisy? It's inconsistent with me how, if you can't develop on open space, you can't develop. I mean, this is gonna be, I know the number's thrown out there, an $8 million complex, not the municipal complex. This is gonna be buildings on it. It's going to storage sheds, big parking lots, bathrooms, probably a concession stand. And it's reasonable development. That's actually spelled out in the Open Space Act. That term, reasonable development, is put in the Open Space Act. And I agree, everybody just voted correctly on this. We can do that on the Stewart property. But it just seems inconsistent, you can't do it on the other piece of property. Now, someone's gonna probably say, well, the open space fund, we just spent open space funds to buy this property. So, again, I'm sure we'll figure it out in court. I just wanted to understand why it's confusing to me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, now. Old business.
I would like to make a comment, if I could. I think the difference being that this is a park, Hollenbach Park, and it's meant to be an athletic park.
Mhm.
It's active open space, okay? And we're buying more land to contribute to active open space.
Agree.
Okay, because it's gonna have soccer fields and we're partnering with the school district and everything. The other issue is that it's farmland and we're building a building, not active open space. Just because a trail may go through there doesn't make it active open space. We're building a complex there. There is a big difference here, active and passive open space. Smaller should be passive open space. That's my clarification between the two. And I know I've said this before, but I think it's very easy to understand. There are already soccer fields there, and there's a playground there. We're not building a building, we're building an athletic complex. And this is one thing that may bring in revenue from open space. It may. I mean, people can have soccer tournaments there. They probably can do the, disc golf, I was gonna say pickleball, but it's disc golf. People are very much into that, and we may be able to have tournaments there and charge rent for it, and more than $25. It could be one opportunity for open space to generate some revenue for
I
us.
agree, and I wholeheartedly agree that it would benefit the taxpayers by adding possibly some income, certainly may not cover the cost. But building on the site that we wanna build on for the police building will save the taxpayers a lot of money. So it's either saving or generating revenue. And I agree the passive, what'd you say, active open space, I looked all through that Open Space Act, it's not described in there. It's also not in the Open Space Act, permanently preserved. And I know the law is not really hard to read. You don't need a legal mind to read it. Your points are good, but there's no difference in the eye of the law, and that's why I think we're gonna be fine with the lawsuit if it ever gets to court. And we haven't heard from them in 2 months, other than today, and it was about something else, and I think you got the copy of the letter too, so, thank you.
All right, let's move on to old business D. This is the school resource officer. So Ken, you wanna talk to that a bit?
Yes, I believe it was in your packet, so we've been involved in the school, I'm guessing here at least 10 to 15 years as a school resource officer. It's the same contract as the previous one, just with the dates changes. They reimburse us 100% for the officer that's up to school during the time he's there.
Okay, I will need a motion on the school resource officer.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Here in a second. Further discussion? Further discussion?
I just have one thing to point out. On page 11, item 15, It's saying that, the, school district has legal counsel of its solicitor, and then, for us, the township has employed the
Yeah.
legal counsel of Charles D. Garner. Did we? Okay, that's what that needs to be changed. That's just one thing I wanna point out.
With that change, any more comments? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against? Motion carried. Number, old business E and F, we'll do each one of those, and this is in conjunction with the briefing we got with the archery program, and it's to appoint actually the coordinator for that, through the recommendations through the open space committee. So the first one is appointing Matthew Hartsit as the archery hunt coordinator. I'll need a motion on that one.
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Here in a second, further discussion? All in favor say aye. Against, motion carries. And F, his deputy, just in case he can't move on that, is Michael Fallon. I'll need a motion on that one as well.
I'll make that motion.
Here in a motion, is there a second?
I'll second.
Here in a second, all in favor, discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Motion carries.